One of the questions I've been asked the most so far in my career has been, what is Web3? So what is Web3? How does it affect the world in general? How does it affect me as a person? How is it changing the way we use the internet? I'm going to be answering all of these questions in this video. So if you're interested, stick around. Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So just in case you're seeing my face for the very first time, where have you been? Where have you been? Well, yeah, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about something revolutionary. So just stick around, okay? My name is Emmanuel and I'm a blockchain developer, and of course I am happy to be discussing this with you because this has been very much requested for. Okay, so what exactly is Web3? Now before we jump into that, I want you to subscribe to this channel if you have not. I want you to like this video because you're going to be gaining a lot of knowledge from this video. So the best you can do for me is to like the video, okay? Please like it, thank you. And of course feel free to drop a comment in the comment box below. So if there is a Web 3.0, it means that there's possibly a Web 2.0 and a Web 1.0. So let's talk about that before we go back to Web 3.0. So what is Web 1.0? This era fell in between the 1990s to 2004. It is also known as the read-only era. Now, that was a period of static websites. Now, these websites were very basic. Users could not really interact with them. In fact, the users were mostly passive recipients. The website mostly gave off information. Very few people had the ability to actually put out information on the internet. It was a one-way street. You could only get information from the internet. You did not have access to actually putting out information on the internet. So that is about Web 1. They said the websites were actually very simple, very static. You could only just read off the internet. So now that is Web 1. So Web 2 started from 2004 to present, and this is known as the read and write era of the internet. Now, with this era came the advent of social media applications, blogs, e-commerce. So the web was not just static. Users had the ability to actually interact with these websites. They had the ability to create content on the internet. Now, the internet became more interesting. Now, because of how advanced this website became, there also was a need for higher bandwidth, faster internet to interact with these websites, and there was also issues with privacy. There were also issues with security. So these were some of the issues that came with the advent of Web 2. Now, I think one of the major problems that Web 2 had was that they could read and write, but they were not able to actually own their data and properly monetize their data. So the big companies that were actually offering these services to them, so for example, the big companies like Facebook, like Google, the information that you put out there can actually be monetized. They are actually monetized, and that is why you see personalized ads. I don't know if you have seen a situation whereby you were searching the internet for something, and then let's say you go to an app, maybe on Instagram, and then you're seeing ads about that thing that you just searched for. I don't know if you're seeing that. Now that is because your data is being scrapped and sold to these merchants, ad merchants, and in return they sell your ads to those people that are looking for you to be their customers. So I'm trying to break it down as simply as I can, but yeah, I hope you get the picture. Now that was Web 2, or that is Web 2, because we are still in Web 2. Now Web 3 is the era of the internet that has to do with read, write, and own. So you're not just reading and writing, you're actually owning your information, you're actually owning your data, and that is what we are going to be focusing on in this video. Now Web 3 is the third generation of the internet. Now, rather than just contribute to the internet, users can actually have a say in how the internet is being run. Like, they have access to government, they have access to making decisions. Users are not just customers and supporters or consumers, but now they are actually like shareholders. So they have access to decision making, they have access to um controlling what goes on in the online space. I don't know if you get that. So what are some of the features of Web3? Now, Web3 doesn't have like a solid one-off definition yet. It's still very verbose, if I can say that. But there are some core features of Web3 that actually makes Web3 Web3. So let's start from there. So number one is openness. All the users of this network actually have access to the data that is being stored on the network. So it is open. There's no hidden stuff going on under the hood. For example, let me give you an example. You know, when you go to a bank and you're facing the bank cashier, you notice the system is facing the cashier and you don't have access to see what goes on the other end of the screen. Now in Web3, it is open for you to see all your information, all your data is open for you to see. Now I know that there's a part that has to you'll be thinking about, what about sensitive information? Now sensitive information is not going to be stored in the open like that. So I'm going to talk about some different words like the blockchain in my next video. So I think you should look out for that. Now the blockchain is one of the things that actually sponsor, or that the Web3 technology is actually built on. So another thing is decentralization. Now, so Web3 uses a peer-to-peer connected server that does not depend on a centralized server. So it is almost impossible. It is almost impossible for the network to be down, because different people actually come together to manage the network. It's not possible for the network to just be hijacked by one person. It is not possible for you to easily defraud the network. So these are some of the things that Web3 comes with. Another thing that comes with Web3 is it is actually permissionless. So you don't need permission from anybody to be on the network. You don't need permission from anybody to actually use Web3 products. Even when it comes to censorship, nobody can easily ban you from using the internet. Nobody can actually ban you from using a product just like that. It's not possible. In fact, for those kind of decisions to actually take place, it has to be like voted for. Like there has to be like a consensus agreement. Like people need to come together and agree for those kind of decisions to actually take place. So these are like some of the features of Web3. Now there are some myths about Web3 that I need to debunk. Now one of them is that Web3 is just for developers. That is not true. Web3 is not just for developers. Everybody, anybody can participate in Web3. In fact, Web3 is going to touch almost every part of life, almost every industry that you can think about. Another myth about Web3 is that Web3 is hard. It's hard to understand. It is hard to use. Now, I can understand where you're coming from, but I strongly believe that anything that you call hard or anything that you call difficult to understand is because of a lack of knowledge. So once you grasp the knowledge needed, you're able to use it. So it's just a knowledge gap. You just need to sit down and actually learn how to use it. And before you know, you're up to speed. Just as the same way you had issues using your phone. The first time you got your phone, it took you a while to be able to use it comfortably. Now that is another thing with Web3. You may need to learn a little bit about the industry. You may need to learn a little bit about the different things that make it tick. But once you get it, you're good to go. Another myth is that it is just a fad and it is going to pass away very soon. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out in the future. But I strongly believe that Web3 is here to stay. Web3 is bigger than just decentralized internet. It is bigger than that. It comes with other technologies like AI, like Internet of Things. So these are like the different parts, and so many other things. The semantic web. All of these are coming together to actually call to actually build what we call Web3. So I don't think it is something that is going to just fade out very soon. I feel like it is something that is going to develop into something much bigger in the future. So if you're not staying up to date, you probably wake up and you'll be lost. So how do you actually get started with Web3? Now, the first thing that I would recommend is that you learn about it. Do your research, do your own research. learn about it. What is Web3? What is the blockchain? What are cryptocurrencies? What is an NFT? The very next video I'm going to do is going to explain all of these keywords. But then do your own research. Go ahead, look for the meaning of these things. What are they actually? How do they actually interact with the technologies that we already have? Then the next thing you need to know is how to use Web3 applications. How do you use dApps? How do you use DeFi applications? Just be curious enough to like learn about them. And then the next thing you should be thinking about is, how can I actually apply Web3 in my industry? How can I actually apply Web3 in what I do? So yeah, I think that's like a very good head start. Be open to learn, look out for information, join Web3 communities to learn more if you have to. Just join the communities to learn more, because they are always educating people about Web3. So that's another very good way on how to like get started. And of course, follow YouTube channels like my own to keep up to date with Web3 information because I'm going to be talking about a lot of Web3 stuff on this channel. So do well to subscribe if you have not already. One of the benefits of Web3 as well is that aside from owning your data, you actually have access to monetizing your data, and users are also rewarded in the network. So when you hear about things like airdrop, I don't know if you've heard about an airdrop before. The community actually rewards you for being a community member. Web3 literally like rewards you for being a user. They reward you for being a community member. They reward you for using their platforms, for using the products. So you make money from those things. Like they give you money, they incentivize you for actually being there, for actually using those platforms. So I find it very interesting. And then even the information you put out, you actually have access to making money off of the information that you put out. That is, aside ads, you're actually able to generate an income through all of those things. So Web3 is really cool, if you ask me. It's really cool. So what is the future of Web3? So I am imagining it, and what I can see is that the future of the internet generally is going to be very, very interesting. You will not need to have papers to show your medical records. You just need to have them on the blockchain, and you'll be able to access them in any country of your choice. Rather than sending documents, you have an NFT as a proof of your ownership or something. And rather than sending money in bulk to people to maybe pay for a house or pay for a car, you'll be using digital tokens, using cryptocurrencies to actually pay for those things. I feel like the future is going to be very wild. It's going to be very interesting, and I'm ready for it. So the question now is, are you actually ready for the future? Are you ready for the future? Okay, we'll find out. So I think one of the things that you can do is actually like to be more open-minded. Just be open-minded and learn as much as you can, because technology is changing very fast. 1 minute you think this is new innovation, wait till you see what will happen tomorrow. There are so many new technologies that are popping out, and the best thing that you can do for yourself is to stay up to date. So be on the lookout for new technology, find out how they work, find out how you can use them, find out how they can benefit you as a person, and yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine. You're going to be fine at the end of the day. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Do have to subscribe to my newsletter for more quality content and information. I'm going to write you a personalized mail teaching you a lot about Web3, about technology, about personal development in general. And of course, follow me on social media if you're not already. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, and drop a comment in this video. It could be a question or whatever. Drop a comment. I'll be more than happy to answer you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, bye.